Man, there is so much cool stuff on the table. I'm going to have a hard time figuring out where to start. It's all cool. Yeah, I know this is a gun review. Trust me, I'll get to that. Trust me. But I mean, that's damn cool. Cool, 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 cool. It's all cool. Everything's cool. Well, on the table. I don't throw no crap on the table. You should know that. Or in the bunker. Or in the warehouse. It's all good. It's man gear. Man toys. Where to start? Where to start? Maybe here. Apparently, this 1/50th scale, super high quality, die cast, Doosan 160W, I think it is, wheeled compact excavator, yeah, I'm done now, is digging the Springfield Armory XDM 10. Did you get that joke? He's digging it and just like has his bucket on it. That's cool. It's digging it. Nutnfancy, I actually feel embarrassed for you. Let's just move along and pretend you didn't do that stupid joke. Okay, good idea. Moving along, this is a Doosan 160W. If you have one in brand new condition, I would love it. Do I need it? Not really. I just want to play with it. I want to dig ditches. I want to dig water canals and have water flow down them. I want to like bury my airsoft guns. Yeah, I'm going to use it to bury my airsoft guns when they come around confiscating it. I think that's a Terminator sound. Sorry. So this one is a 16-ton 160W, 137 horsepower, 0.8 yard bucket, which is rotatable. Look at how sick that is, boys. Look at how sick that is. Beautiful orange color. Made in Korea, I think Doosan are. They're less expensive than the Caterpillar, Komatsu, Hitachi products, I do believe. So from what I know, and I'm not the expert, really nice. They are really, really nice. Look at the steering capability of this wheeled excavator. Wheeled blade. I hear guys who have ran these, not just these, but any of these compact excavators say this blade is amazing. You can do so much work with it. Leveling, grading, moving dirt. You wouldn't think it because it's a relatively small blade. These are all expensive. Usually it's going to be a commercial operator that could afford to run one of these. There you go. Really nice. Coming out of the 1/50th scale Nutnfancy Construction Museum. And if you hate this, just drag the slider bar. We'll get to the gun stuff. Well, more or less right now. I'll cover all this other stuff, perhaps. Perhaps. It's just a bunch of stuff. Watch check. Islander JFK. NHM. Really fun watch. A little bit small for me. Little bit. I wish it was a 43, 44 millimeter piece, but the boys over at Islander love the tiny little watches. 39, 40s. Man, dude, come on. That's a 42, by the way. On the table, we have a Springfield Armory XDM 10. This is the second time I have reviewed the XDM 10. The first time was out in the windy desert. I would estimate about 7 years ago, something like that. I didn't mic up, so it was hard to hear me. I mean, there were times when the wind died, you could hear me, and then it got loud, and I was stupidly not mic'd up, sorry. And even so, I lost the video. So I don't know where that video is. I've looked for it, and with all the hard drives I manage, it's probably gone forever. So I had to go get another one. So I actually had checked that XDM 10 out from Gunny's, turned it in 7 years ago, and now here we are again because I love the gun. There's your review. So if you don't want to hear me talk about all the other stuff on the table and do my side tracks and my silly sense of humor, buy it. There you go. It's favored here in the Nutnfancy project, as is pretty much all the XDMs, and I've said that for a very long time. If you've never heard that, you have not been watching the videos. Definitely not a donor, because the donors, they get 3 times the flow you're seeing. Patreon.com, join up, stay there for the rest of your life. Anybody can afford $5 to $7 a month. I mean, like anybody can. You designate what you want to pay. But you haven't been watching, because I've said that so many times. I have reviewed the XD product throughout the year several times. We could go back and talk about this one, the XDM 9525, out of production, by the way. So sad for you. You should have got this long-barreled version of the XDM while it was being manufactured. I told you that in the review. Thank you. One of my favorite long slide 9mm, and it's not a Glock and it's not a SIG. There you go. And dude, I say that all the time. I say it all the time. I'm like, everyone thinks I'm like just Glock. I'm like, no, I've talked very, very favorably about many, many designs which are amazing. Let's throw another one in there. The Aerox Delta series. The full size or the compact. Amazing. They're really excellent. So it's not just a Glock show. No, and this is for me a go-to-war pistol. The XDM, the XD series are go-to-war ready. They are time proven. And yet still, which is unbelievable to me, but still there are people that will turn in or sell their XDMs and they go, I don't know about this. You know, I was watching that one sellout gun tuber and he told me that this next gun was the next greatest thing. I know he got paid money under the table for that review and I know he got the gun for free, but I'm still going to listen to what he says and I'm just going to go ahead and sell my XDM 9. That happens, by the way. I'm not making that up. I was in Cabela's yesterday. And in the gun room was sitting, I forget which one it was, it's some sort of XDM. And I was like going, dude, you're listening to the wrong voices. Now, granted, I don't know the story. Maybe that guy needed the money and he just went into Cabela's, sold it. I think he probably made a mistake getting rid of it. But who knows? Maybe he's just getting rid of all of his guns like we all are and just buying airsoft for the future. In that case, I will call him wise. The XDM formula is amazing. I've always stuck up for it while few others have. And I will say this, it only has really two downsides. One, it's going to be a little bit heavier, 2 to 3 ounces heavier than their competing products. And two, it has a higher bore axis. End of downsides. The value is amazing. The reliability is amazing. The accuracy, amazing. The ergonomics, amazing. I could go on and probably will throughout the review. I hope this isn't feature length because I've talked about XD so many times. Yeah, but dude, I love this. This is Patriot Brown. I did this Duracoating, not Duracoat, this is Cerakote actually, in Patriot Brown. And then Tactical Doodle filled that. And by the way, he has a Patreon too, TD's, Patreon's below. If you like his outlandish content, support him. But Nutnfancy, where is he? I really love Tactical Doodle. Okay, if you love Tactical Doodle, where's your donorship to him? So put your money where your mouth is. If you love TD, donate, become a donor. He'll produce more content. There you go. Look at that, dude. That is a good looking paint job. Well, not paint, but you get the picture. Great ergos, dude. The ergos on this gun, damn. Sights on that one, damn. All right, back to the XDM 10. Philosophy of use discussion. I've talked a lot about 10mm. I was one of the very first proponents in YouTube for 10mm when everyone else had pretty much discounted it. It was probably the 2011 time frame. Maybe earlier, 9, something like that. I started talking about 10. I was like, you guys need to remember this cartridge. It's awesome. And there were some Wildcat cartridges out at the time, and guys were talking about this one and that one. I'm like, those won't last. They didn't. 10mm has lasted, and thanks to you guys, you know, the pistol buying public, 10mm is not just surviving, it's thriving. Is it my go-to-war choice caliber? Pretty much yes. I mean, depending on what's going on, if I have SAWC capability, the answer is a definite yes. The XDM 10 would be included in that list of very high quality, reliable GTW handguns. Now, I reviewed the P320 X10, a competitive option with this, and for whatever reason, it was not good in testing. And unlike the bought and paid for gun tubers you probably watch and love, I told you this real skinny on that gun, and it's not recommended. Could I have sent it back to SIG and got it squared away? Most definitely. Did I really want to do that? Not really. Not with that gun. I mean, it just depends how I'm feeling. I mean, to go through a $50, you know, through certain parcel carriers, sending it back to them and then back, no. No, and it's a loaner gun. It's not even mine. It's Gunny's. So no, it's a non-recommend. But strapping a 10mm to my body would be happiness to me. Now, if we're to get real, and I'm always real because I talk systems unlike anyone else, I talk systems and how everything integrates to everything else. So, systems-wise, 10mm with a specific rifle like an AR-10 probably would not make sense. It's too much weight, and I'm not a Superman. Neither are you. 9mm, and it's going to be lightweight and compact. So, yeah, maybe then I go with a Glock. Maybe then I go with the Arex, the Delta Compact, the P365 XL, because then it just makes more sense. So think about it. But I'm saying on a neighborhood patrol and without rule of law, if for whatever reason I don't have a long gun, 10mm, very excellent if we're going to talk about POU. Hunting, yes, definitely. Look at your local regulations. How many rounds can you have in the magazine? You can get probably some smaller mags for this. I didn't really look because anything less than full capacity to me is retarded. Just saying, it is. But for hunting, maybe. Caveat for this and for defensive purposes, you want full power 10mm. I'm going to list below some of my chronographs I use. I think when you buy a box of 10mm, go take your 10mm pistol out, shoot it, see what you're doing velocity-wise, and see if it's stacking up against true 10mm velocities for that specific bullet weight. You might be surprised that it ain't. A lot of those FMJ loads are downloaded to near or identical, sometimes even less, Smith & Wesson 40 velocities. Underwood, as I have shot it, has been pretty darn hot, so has been buffalo bore. Both of them are very expensive. Now you can hand load. I say rock on. Be careful of your pressures. Use valid reloading data. Would I trust my own hand loads in a defensive situation? Probably I would. I mean, I've hand loaded before. I'm good at my process. I would just weigh each cartridge, make sure I got powder in it. As long as you see a consistent weight across it, you're probably good. And good brass. But a lot of people say don't ever use your hand loads for defensive purposes. Getting back to hunting or defensive use or offensive use if you need to, use just a really hot load. I mean, otherwise you might as well just get a 40 Smith. Right? Why waste time with a 10mm? The longer magazine, the bigger weight. No. Philosophy of use, recreational, no, too expensive. Home defense, maybe. With hot 10mm, it can go through walls. I mean, if you're in an apartment, I probably would not recommend using a 10mm. Probably not a great idea. I mean, if you're like in an apartment complex, I would probably use maybe something frangible. You just don't want to hurt someone next door, an innocent bystander. Just saying, trying to look out for you. Target shooting, too expensive. Without rule of law, I already said that. It's one of my top choices. Love it. Vehicle car, absolutely. The thing I love about 10mm, unlike 9, is that I feel like I can reach out and slap something. I can slap something down at 100 yards. I feel like shooting a 9mm, I don't care if it's a plus P or whatever, even a 115, 124 plus P, I just think it's like a bee sting at 100 yards. I know what you're saying. Nutnfancy, I challenge you to stand at 100 yards and accept that bee sting right to your forehead. All right, good point. Okay, maybe a little bit more than a bee sting, but I've just never been impressed by how it hits steel. No. I've shot like melons at 100 yards. I was like, no. 10mm is different. I'm not going to say it's a super cartridge. It's not. It's still a pistol cartridge, but I've always called it, and I started with the Glocks. Saying this is that it's basically 10,000 foot-pounds of energy in one magazine. This one holding 15 rounds, as you can see. That's POU as I see it, and dang, we're already 14 minutes in. Dang, gotta go. All right, the formulation of the XDM is about the same as you've always seen. We've got a fantastical grip. Yeah, that is a word, fantastical. It was instituted many years ago. I talked about it in a separate video then. Big blocks, great grip angle, and this one is relatively long. That's not what she said. Yeah, and so it's relatively long, and I have large size hands, and so for me, it's just pure domination, dude. I just love it. I just love it. And notice on my XDs, XDMs, I don't put like grip tape. I don't put like, what do they call that? A-grip stuff or skateboard tape. I don't feel the need. I think it channels away sweat pretty well. Luckily, I've never had to test blood. That's nice. In the years past, I would rant a little bit about this grip safety, but it's so easily depressed, I've basically forgotten about it. But, you know, if you look in the 2012 XD review, or it's probably earlier than that, 2009 Nutnfancy review, I was probably ranting about that quite a bit. It is not made of plastic, it is MIM'd steel. And the whole gun is made in Croatia, as you can see. If that's a problem with you, go buy something else. Yeah, it's a great gun. I just love it. I've always loved it. Look at the funneling going on here, dudes. Fantastic. The magazine is slickeriness. Yes, that's a word. Look it up. Ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you, yeah, slickeriness. Nutnfancy uses that in his tabletop reviews. So you can have some interesting conversations with that dude, by the way, ChatGPT. Well, it's the first version, and that's before he takes over the weapon systems and takes out all the Patriots. A la Terminator 2. No shit. Or Terminator 1 for that matter. There you go, dude. Check that out. Polymer base plate. Easy to clean this. I don't think you ever need to. In and out easily. We have a very nice magazine release. Properly recessed. It doesn't stick out too far. It is ambidextrous. Nice undercut on the trigger guard. Nice squared off trigger guard. And yes, I still shoot this way. No apologies. And I shoot very well that way. Thumb indentation here, great slide release. Oh my gosh, this is a great slide release. It's almost aftermarket in quality. Like if you look at the Glock one, how flat it was on most of the standard Glocks, 19, 17 for years. It was so flat, it's like an afterthought. And that's where the slingshot, I think, came in. I just use my slide release most of the time. Works great. You can call it a slide stop if you want. You can call it that if you want. There's your takedown lever. Super easy to take down. Standard, just rotate it and take, you know, just retract the slide a little bit like this right here. Speaking of which, there's your loaded chamber indicator. While we're here, we'll look at the sights. I could probably dispense with the U rear sight bleed. I've always said that. I'm not a super fan. Let's look at the 5.25 sights, bro. This is what I'm talking about. And also, if you push this to the side, listen, you can hear that it has like a squeak in it. Did you hear that? So they could probably oil that up. But this one is serrated in the back. Much better. But I can deal with it. You know, the white outline is very nice. Very nice! And then we have the same front sight as we have on that 5.25, which apparently has not broken yet. I do have my concerns, however. It is a fluorescent piece of plastic in a metal frame. So it's a tritium, not tritium, but fiber optic front sight. It presents very well, conducts light very well. You can swap these sights out. They are readily available if you want. Maybe I put some links below for other XD sights. I don't know why you would, though. Even that, I'll put up with it. Drift adjustable. This shot, as you will see, pretty darn close to point of impact, which made me extremely happy. Picatinny rail right here, 3-slot variety. Really easy to put on a fantastic light like this, the Olight Balder. Which is me, by the way, as I get older. Balder. The Balder Pro. Yeah, those are awesome. This one has a laser integration in it. So excellent. Link below. Use it. A cold hammer forged barrel. As we know, 4.5-inch barrel in this one. Melanite coated. And then we see the recoil rod. Segmented metallic, which should make some dudes happy. Your serrations front and rear are big, they're bold, they're blocky, they're functional. We have a loaded chamber indicator right here, same as we've seen always. This one is optics ready, so that's cool. Incidentally, the overall width as I measured it last night, 1.41 inches, 1.06 inches on the slide, if you care. There's your loaded chamber indicator, just like I said right there. And then, let's see, what else do I want to show you on this? Oh, that's about it. Oh yeah, we got the trigger. Blade in safety, just like we've seen in a lot of different guns. The trigger pulls fantastically, by the way. Really, really nice. I didn't measure it for this review. Let me see, I will say, it's not super light. Probably 5.5 pounds, something like that. By the way, I'm always correct on that. Probably not at all. They do have an FDE version of this as a standard black because that's what Gunny's, a Great American Gun Store, had. So I can just, you know, take what I can get. Hard swallow. 31 ounces, bro. So when we get to the realm of 10 millimeters, that really is kind of the going weight. Around 29 to 32 ounces. I forget what the X10 weighed. We'll show you a couple competitive options before we end the video there. And that's features. I do want to throw this in, talking about that one I saw at the used gun counter, and a mini rant about how that guy should not have gotten rid of it. Guys are very fickle in the gun world, especially if they're watching YouTube, and so they'll have a great gun like this, and then lo and behold, they hear a voice that says, oh, this one's really good, you should buy this one, and so they end up selling a fantastic proven go-to-war gun like their XD, and not just in 10 mil, I'm talking 9 too, or 40. Don't do that. Be more stable. Watch Nutnfancy. Wait patiently for my review because I'm not part of the launch media or the favored YouTubers. I have been shadow banned for about 10 years by YouTube. Another way I can know this is I post like a video that I know will be super popular, not just to my audience, but to the YouTube audience as a whole, and it flatlines for views. It gets like 8,000 views. And I know for a fact they should be getting easily, that content should be getting like 100,000 views. Easy. Doesn't happen. Rant complete. Thank you. How did it shoot, the XDM 10? How about amazingly? That's with flat nose bullets. 100%. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Love it. Just like before, is outstanding.
You know what's interesting about these sights? They almost give you too much confidence. Like you pull them up and you're like, oh, I'm good. And then you pull the trigger, it's like, ooh, be a little more precise.
This is shooting to the left. I was aiming right plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But man, they're very high vis. I love how quick acquisition those sights are.
They're awesome.
Excellent.
Good with that one. Damn. Here's your target. And this is what I'm talking about. You can put an XDM in the hands of someone who's having trouble shooting a Glock, a SIG, a Taurus. Yeah, I said Taurus. I still like Taurus. Some of their guns are awesome. Let me see what else. An H&K VP9, something like that. Although I can't really see someone having problems shooting that. Oh wait, yes I can. We had a Soldier Boy contestant have a VP9. He couldn't hit shit. Springfield Armory, XDM 10, 10 yards standing. This was at Coyote Hill. Damn, son. 10 yards? This is me, by the way. You're welcome. Damn, son. Excellent all around. Sights are on. Semi-rapid. This group right here, which is fantastic for 10 yards. This group, is that? Yeah, that's a bigger group. I didn't circle it. But whatever, still decent. That's a great group. I may have not circled this one. That might be part of the group. Let's pretend that doesn't exist. Whoa, dude, look at that. It's incredible. Look at that right there, dude. That's a legit group. And I really don't know what that one is. Maybe it's part of it. But the overall take is fabulous accuracy. No jams whatsoever. And let me throw this in there. With a flat base, FMJ loads of the 10 millimeter, which they all are, and they do that so it will have a palatable overall cartridge length that will fit and cycle into these magazines. I've had guns that have troubles with them, even some Glocks. This one, none. The P320 X10 had all kinds of problems with it. This one, let me say it again, none. None. 100% accurate, 100% reliable. Now, I will say this, I didn't shoot like 500 rounds of 10 millimeter with it. That's just too much money, dude. I don't have that many donors. I mean, I'm going to need like, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 paying donors. There's a bunch of freeloaders over on Patreon. Love you guys, but I mean, damn, come over and throw some money. But that's a lot of money. 10mm remains super duper expensive. I'm not sponsored. I have to buy it all. I'm not one of those, well, you know, gun tubers.
Can you hold the fucking light straight?
Competitive options. How about this? It is fantastic. Watch for the review. Is it as good as the XDM 10? The answer is absolutely. It is the FN 510. Damn, son. Didn't see that coming, did you? In FDE. All the formulations of the 5 series by FN, the 509, the 510, the 522 are all recommended. They're all fantastic. I've shot recently the 509 again. Well, it's kind of embarrassing why I did it. I thought I hadn't reviewed it, and then I looked at my catalog. I'm like, damn, I've already reviewed this gun. Anyways, I shot a lot, and I was like, wow, this is a really good gun. Now, it's kind of a Glock 19X formula. In other words, has a shorter slide, longer grip. But you guys love that. It's a great gun. Great gun. Which between these two would I purchase? Nutnfancy. Wow, that is really a hard question, dude. Depends on how tight money is. You do get, I think, a few more things like a holster with the XDM 10. I don't know. They're both great. Cold hammer forged barrel. This one's suppressor ready. Suppressor sights on it. I don't know, dude. I'm not going to favor one or the other. They're just fantastic. How about the Glock 10mm product? Here comes the beautiful, beautiful airsoft version. It's not airsoft. Of the Glock 40 10mm long slide. Eat your heart out. And if you need to, grab some duct tape for your boner if you like. I'm not going to say a word about it. Close the door and lock it. Don't let the wife come in while you're looking at this gun. It is amazing. And it's wearing the Burris Fastfire 3 red dot sight on it because, like I said, the 10mm can range out to 100 yards. Same Glock formulation we've talked about for years and years. This one does have the extended slide release. It's not the stamped flat gum thickness one that I was talking about, ranting about earlier. This is a great gun. The Glock 20s, the 29s, just as good. I love the Glock 10mm product. I ain't going to say I don't. They are amazing. I will say, like I did, that sometimes the flat base FMJ loads will stop these guns. And we were doing Red Skies 2 years ago, and you saw that, and I left it in. I was like, we're having some problems with these FMJ loads, bro. I've also reviewed the Grand Power 10mm. That's an infield shoot at Wyatt's place. Thank you, Wyatt, for that. That's a recommended gun. It was fantastic. It's very cost effective. The Thesis, that's how you say it. I don't know if you know that. You go, Thesis, the Thesis D10. Now, that's a 1911 format gun, but man, did it shoot good. The Thesis D10 is legit. And basically, everything that has a Thesis name on it, recommended. I haven't shot a single Thesis product, and no, they do not pay me to say this. No, they do not give me free shit. They have all performed fabulously. Amazing. Would I buy a Springfield Armory XDM 10? The answer is indubitably yes. In any flavor. Any flavor. Take it to the range and tell me if I'm lying. Tell me about your reliability and comment below. Tell me about your accuracy if you do not suck. If you suck, I don't want to hear from you. And then some guys that just suck. Hey, Nutnfancy, I can shoot pretty good. Can I comment? Or if you can shoot well, then yeah, take your XDM 10 out and you'll be surprised. It recoils like a pussycat. I told you about the shooting dynamic, that it does sit a little bit higher in your hand. That's true. It does. But I don't really notice it. It's so weird with an XDM. It's like, you would think I'd get all kinds of muzzle flip and it's all over the place. I don't notice it. Maybe I'm just some super stud. I don't know. Maybe I am. On the bottom here, again, you can go ahead and duct tape your boner down. This is a beautiful Bark River Bowie knife, Old West variety, in burled maple. I paid, as I recall, about $185 for it. It's now worth $450 to $5. A2 steel with apparently a pube on it. Nice. Arrowhead knife. This is a beautiful watch. Citizen, let me read the SKU number out in case you want it. They'll be gone in about 10 minutes. BN023802L at Joma Shop. It is solar powered. Dive proven by me. Not this one, but mine. This is not my watch. Mine was dive proven. It's a black version. There you go. And you guys suck so bad for having a sharp knife. I'm going to help you out a little bit. Maybe I can find this, put a link to this below, but this is the HME, which makes super value cutting tools like saws, in this case skinning knives. This is meant as a lightweight skinning knife, but replaceable blades, bro. You don't even have to worry about a sharp knife then. Every time I gear check you guys, you don't know how to sharpen a blade. It is embarrassing, and I am embarrassed for you. The one thing about this is it has no torsional capability, so like if you're going to pry with it, don't. It's basically a scalpel. Just think of it as a scalpel, but it's easy to replace the blades. It is cost effective. I did skin out 3 tauntauns with it before I was able, or before I had to replace the blade. 3 tauntauns. Come on, Nutnfancy, there's no such thing as tauntauns. You're right, there were 3 rancors that I skinned out. Look at this dude. Holy crap. Again, that boner's going full power right now. This is a Microtech SOCOM Auto in purple, issued by Blade HQ very briefly about 6-7 years ago. And dude, I made a video. I was like, you better jump on these things. They're going to go so quickly, and they did. This has gone up in value. I would estimate this one with the box and papers, maybe if I sign it, go for $600, like without even trying. I'm guessing. What do I know, though? I don't know much. This is an Orient Kano, and we're done, boys. That's pretty quick, actually. I did this in 30 minutes. Holy cow. Oh, yeah, Light Seeker, too. Awesome. That's pretty quick. I'm proud of myself, and we took some detours along the way. XDM 10, still fantastic. It's not a new gun. It's been out there for a long time, but I have to be true to it because I never was happy that I had lost that review. I just wasn't. I could not let that one go. So here we are doing a real tabletop, nice and thorough, I think, on the product. It is highly recommended. It is a go-to-war, full power combat piece. It may save your life. I truly, truly hope you never need it and you only have to shoot it for enjoyment. Nothing fancy. Become a donor, hit that notification bell, and join my Rumble, please. See ya!